We're back live at the Virginia Beach Municipal Center. 12 people killed this afternoon by a gunman. That gunman was killed by police. We know he was a city employee, and even after that most recent news conference, there are still some pieces of the puzzle we don't have. 13 News Now reporter Stephen Graves is here to verify fact from fiction.
Yeah, we know you guys have heard a lot over this whole day, so we're going to make sure we break some things down for you. First, we don't know the identity of these victims yet. We know there are 12, but police have not named any of the people who have passed away. Standard procedure in Virginia Beach is to withhold on that until 24 hours after they've notified the victim's family to release that person's name. And we also don't know whether that procedure will be true for now, given the circumstances of this mass shooting. Now, second, a motive. We do not have a clear motive as to why this gunman committed this crime and killed 12 people. We know he's a current city employee, you heard that before, but we, like I said, do not know what motivated him to do this. And finally, let's set the record straight on this. There were rumors floating around earlier that there may have been a second shooter, and we know that is not true. We continue to work our sources in the newsroom and bring you the latest on what we have. Nicole?